Okay, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TD Talk podcast, an esports gaming podcast in an interview format. I'm your host, Halfcliff, and joining me is a man of technical expertise. He has been a part of Team Deicide from the very beginning, one of my personal favorite content creators, Dad Bod Gaming. 1223, can't leave that out. I did that once. That was a bad idea. What's up, Dad Bod? How are you doing?
What's up? How are you today?
Oh, breaking shit, slacking off. I've been trying to get this podcast out for a while, but we got it going.
Busy schedules finally got us free to meet together.
Yeah, I know, man. At least I got to see my nephew score a touchdown, you know? That's the...
Hell yeah, that was awesome, dude.
It was pretty great.
That's a great feeling watching that and teaching them how to do that stuff.
I know. It's crazy. I got to get in some pads and show them how to hit. But to start off, a little bit about yourself. Like for starters, how did you become Dad Bod? What was the inspiration behind the username? Where did it come from?
So back when me and a friend of mine, Trey, he started getting back into gaming, and I was doing it, and then we got to realize most of the time what we're always watching is streamers playing games that we're playing or whatever, not really watching much TV unless it was sports. So they're like, well, why don't we do that with our gameplay? We have awesome conversations, having a good time. Let's do it. So we're trying to come up with a different name than what I used to have for my other gamer tag. And I was just joking around one day, just saying Dad Bod Gaming. And then my wife loved it. So I was like, all right, well, that'll stick. Well, I wanted to keep part of my original gamer tag in there too, so that's where the 1223 came from, because it used to be Peel's 1223. Okay. So then I just switched it up to Dad Bod Gaming 1223.
Nah, I love that. That's like one of my favorite things about you. And then I found out your name's Paul, and yep. That's all I call you. And I'm sorry about that. You're such a unique.
It's all good. It's great.
But follow up with the Dad Bod Gaming. How do you balance like wife, work, gaming ratio, man? There's a lot going on, especially with streaming. I want to stream every night.
It's hard. So I got a great wife that supports me with doing it. So every time I get a chance to do it, she's there backing me up on it. Kind of just try and figure out where the schedule is with having the kids and everything else. Sometimes I have to force myself to do it just to do it. And once I get into it, I kind of get in the groove. But it's sometimes it's hectic and just trying to flip them out with the everyday life. And it's a good release for me. I enjoy it. Yeah. The perfect example is Monday. I had a really stressful afternoon, and by the time I got home, it's like I'm ready to get on Call of Duty and shoot some shit up and release some frustration without hurting anybody.
Yeah, man, it's a good release, and that's kind of, I see myself using that a lot too.
I've always used gaming as a release, and Call of Duty's been my fix for the probably last 2 years. I've kind of played other stuff too, but that's been advice.
Minecraft lately, it's been unreal.
Never really got into Minecraft mod.
It's all right. It's better whenever you're on a server full of people and like they can be like, hey, here, take this, that, and give and trade.
I was a really big sports guy for the longest time, so I got into NBA 2K really heavy.
Oh yeah, I like Madden more than like the NBA games.
I used to be really strict on Madden. Then I kind of got a little off of that, and I got into NBA 2K with the whole My Player and in the city and stuff.
I even played that a little bit on the Xbox.
I did play My Team a lot. I actually used to do online tournaments when they started coming out with the 250K prize thing.
Yeah.
One year I probably put a little too much into it. I mean, I got up there in the rank part of it, but it got to the point where it took a lot of time out. And then when the kid with going back to the whole juggling everything, it was
Yeah.
it's like I need to take a break from getting that competitive with it.
Oh yeah, it takes like a level of obsession to get that good at something.
Oh yeah, and
With that
every
many
week you had
micro
to.
adjustments, like it's
Oh yeah,
you just have to want it more.
yeah.
Anything with a large exertion of force or a very minuscule, it's just you got to be really good
Oh,
at. Along with juggling, you juggle content creation into everything. How do you go about that? Is it very structured? Do you have it written down on a calendar? I'm streaming this night, this night, and this night, or is it whenever you hit the button? Does it go
I
live?
I kind of put a schedule on my Twitch to try and make me set myself up to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't follow it.
I got you.
But I try and juggle it for after I get like right now it's football season, so I'm coaching along after work and all that stuff. So I try and make myself after I get home, relax for half hour, and then try and get on for at least 2 hours on those. The days I know I don't have practice, I try and get on a little earlier just to get those couple more hours in.
Got you. So, a lot of gaming gets done on your Twitch. A lot of Call of Duty gets played. What is your favorite game to play alone and also with friends? You can include Call of Duty, but it'd make your answer boring, sir.
So I would probably say the one by myself and with friends. It used to be 2K a lot. I used to have a lot of fun doing that. The grind with the my player in the city was always really fun. Um, Lately with the way our Discord's been growing and all that stuff too, playing with friends, fun is the Call of Duty, but also any first-person shooter. So, we found Farlight 84.
Mm-hmm.
That was a mobile game, and then it moved to PC and stuff too. That's really fun to play. Play some Fortnite. Um, but lately the go-to has always been Call of Duty for me, anyways. Just I get in the groove of it, and I really like rank play.
Yeah, ranked play. The system they implemented this year is actually pretty alright. I wasn't
I
really
like it, and I also like how I don't get stuck with fire shotguns, riot shields, all the freaking time.
Depends on the update, man. It depends on the update. Sometimes that underbarrel on that tack, people get you saw. I think I was the first person to show you the drill charge one.
The drill
I just
charge, yeah, that
drill
was nuts.
charge, and I launched it at the wall by statue on my Greenberg Hotel.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was my favorite thing ever. But yeah, I get that, man. Call of Duty's in and out of my life constantly.
yeah. I kind of get out away from it a little bit, and we'll get into Fortnite quite a bit heavy, and then I'll kind of get bored of it, and I go, all right, you guys have fun with that. I'm gonna go play some Call of Duty by myself.
Yeah.
And a new recent guilty pleasure has been PGA 2K23, some
Yeah,
golf.
I saw you
That's
playing
been
that.
we did that probably about a week ago. I streamed it, and it was pretty funny. I ain't very good at it, but it was a good time.
I saw like Doctor Disrespect streaming that and whatnot, and he does
Yeah,
pretty good.
he's real big into that one.
He likes it a lot. He also has like a what is it, a Lamborghini in his garage.
Yeah, that dude's insane.
Nah, man.
His content creation is off
Yeah,
the charts.
yeah. He used to develop maps and stuff for Call of Duty, so you could end up
Yeah,
anywhere, anywhere at
pretty
any
much.
time. Um, so what hobbies outside of gaming? I asked you your favorite game with friends and without, but hobbies you do outside of gaming, like golf,
Um,
isn't PGA or anything, anything
yeah.
like that.
So I used to play in like a men's basketball league. It's kind of been trickled down a little bit. A lot of the guys have moved away, so we don't do
Yeah,
that as much. I'm real big into pretty much anything with motors or computers. So building computers. I enjoy the hell out of that. RC cars. I tinker around with those. The hobby grade ones go really freaking fast.
Oh yeah.
And then I have a bunch of toys like side by sides. I have a street bike I like to ride, get on, just cruise and
That's
have a good
insane to me.
time.
I've never been able to balance on a motorcycle whatsoever. Dirt bike,
I,
motorcycle, four wheel. Well, I could do a 4-wheeler.
I I got four wheeler, but I don't ride that as much since I got my side by side. It still does donuts like my four wheeler does, so it kind of
That's awesome.
negates each other. And I got a cup holder in the side by side.
Yeah. See, you won't spill your coffee while you're doing donuts, man. What's your current project? You said you were into like anything with motors and engines. Is there anything that you're working on right now? That's a big.
I'm in the middle of trying to decide and get my daughter to decide which route she wants to go on with her computer
Yeah.
because hers broke down. So right now she's using her mother's computer, and it kind of goes when my wife does decide to use it. The daughter will come down like, "Oh, I was going to use that." So I really
Yep.
I really got to get hers redone. It's an older computer, and she has an idea that she just wants it faster, but I kind of want to let her kind of design it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe what fan she wants, if she wants a different case, and because we bought her a pre-built, that's what she was using for the longest time, and I learned my lesson on that. I'm going to build my computers the rest of my life.
Yeah, and you're gonna build mine for the rest of my life too, Dadbot. I don't know.
And it's a fun, good time, and I enjoy it.
That's awesome. Do you know, like, an idea on the main color scheme? Like, you know how Emmy wanted the white and pink?
She really hasn't said yet. There's a couple cases she likes. She's kind of leaning towards staying towards the AMD because there was a graphics card she liked.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually a lot better price than the video one of equal kind of comparison for specs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the route we're leaning towards. And I already have another CPU that's better than what he has. I really only need to get is a motherboard and a graphics card, and her computer would be fixed. Her graphics card actually crapped the bed, so it doesn't work. I could spend the money to fix it, fix the HDMI ports, but by the time I pay all the money to do that and get the parts, I might as well just buy a new graphics card.
Yep.
So
yeah, I get
that's my project I'm working on.
On the
One day she's all gung ho on picking out stuff, and the next day she's like, "I don't care. I'll just go play the other one."
Oh yeah, it's right. It's right whenever Mom wants to play is whenever she's into building hers.
Yeah.
On the topic though, in the process of building a computer, what is the part that you dread the most?
Wire management.
The cable at the end, like getting everything to
cable management.
That is your
I so if you look at when I built your computer and then when I fixed Emmy's, they look really nice. If you look at the back of mine, you're gonna think maybe a grenade went off in it. I started doing it and then I'm like, wait, this is mine. No one's gonna see it. I want to play it, and I just slammed the back on it. And
you selfless man. He's a man of
I do enjoy the wire management because if you do it right, it looks really good. Like when I first seen Emmys, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta fix this. Before I do anything, I gotta fix these wires.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot more space in hers than mine.
Yeah.
Just a big metal panel pressed up.
They are coming out with more newer fans now. That because I do want to upgrade my fans to these new things. So I have 10 fans in my case. So mine have 2 cables coming off each fan for the RGB and the power to the fan. So I got 20 cables that I have to route in the back of mine, and that's one reason I kind of got halfway through, and then it's like screw it and bolted on the case.
Yeah, no, that doer.
But Corsair has some new ones that I want that are like the Lian Lees that daisy chain together.
Oh, okay.
So by the time you get to the end of it where you're set, you have one power cable powering all those fans and RGB. They're
Seems,
really nice,
yeah.
but it's going to be really expensive to replace all my fans.
Yeah.
I think like 250, $300. So that's on hold.
Yeah. Yeah, the fans.
I'll upgrade the processor and stuff before the fans.
The unsung villain of computer part building is the fans.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks a fan's going to be that expensive.
Yeah.
Back to Call of Duty. We're roping you back in. Having played ranked play for a majority of the year, what is one thing you would change about the ranked play system, regardless of whether it's guns or if it's rule set, mode? I got a feeling it might be mode for you. So maybe two things you change.
So the first thing I'd get rid of control. A lot of them. It's either you can capture the point really too fast, or you can spawn trap them to the point where you can get on it and there's no way to get beat. And then you're on the other hand where it's the same way, them getting on the point so quick and fire. There's no way to really balance that out with those modes, at least on the maps that they have it on. The other thing, I'm trying to think, what was it? Yeah, that was my biggest focus on that. I'd prefer more of a domination or a capture the flag where something where maybe the point's still moving, or like there's the one game mode where the circle just kept moving.
Oh yeah.
As you went through. I can't remember what that one was. That's a fun mode I always liked. But as long as things are still moving, I kind of like that. I do like having the search and destroy in there. That's what got me back into Call of Duty a couple years ago, was watching people playing search and destroy, and it kind of caught my interest again back in MW19.
Oh yeah.
And then when Cold War came out, that was when I was first introduced to rank and learning that, and that's when I fell in love with rank play.
Yeah, that Krieg 6, man.
Krieg was great. I didn't like the movement in Black Ops, but I loved the guns in it.
I mastered the movement in Black Ops, man.
I was good with it, but I always liked MW19 and Vanguard movement. I liked the way that moved.
Vanguard was fun because it had bunny hops along with MW19. This COD, like,
that's it. They could bring back slide canceling where it wasn't used as much as the old one.
Yeah.
But still, like, the Dolphin Dive was a nice feature they added in, but they could have fixed it so they could have had all of that in there as well to work together. Yeah. When it first came out, it was really hard. Once you started getting shot, you couldn't turn and actually defend yourself. They have patched that and fixed that. So I'm okay with... Yeah. I think I would like to see a little bit more guns in ranked play as well, but instead of just the same metas, and I'm good with those guns, but it'd be nice to... I think that TAC and the M4 would compete together. It's not as OP as what they were doing, and by taking the M4 out, which is my favorite gun in Call of Duty, really, I was like,
that would have been like the cat flex. Like,
yeah, the cast off 545 just doesn't compete enough with that TAC when you're one-on-one.
No, I mean the kick is just that.
Yeah,
it's
the other thing I would fix in the game is there's no reason a Vel 46 should beat me at 50 meters and I'm using a TAC. There's no reason that gun should beat me.
Like more accuracy in terms of caliber.
Yeah, when you get out that far in a long range with the SMG, it shouldn't be that tight. It should start losing when you're... It is. It's just like the Vaznev. It's really good. You build it just right, but it should still... Your bullets in real life
should feel like
slow down when they get that far. So if you're getting hit by a big 5.56 versus a 9mm, farther out you go, that 9mm is still not gonna do as much damage as that 5.56.
how do you feel the franchise is going? We talked about their ranked play. How do you feel like are they gonna change direction this year in Call of Duty? Do you think that it's gonna be kind of another game that's just the same? I mean, it's MW3, so it's in terms of direction, are we going up or down for Call of Duty this year?
I'm hoping it goes up. I was a huge fan of MW3 back when it was on Xbox 360.
The co-op,
I,
man.
that was actually the last one I bought up until MW19. I took that long of a break in between.
It's my favorite Call of Duty ever.
I love the campaign in it. So it was. I'm hoping it goes a step forward. They can take and build on what they have improved on throughout the seasons and gone up. And the other thing I don't let that brings me back to the last one with that whole rank play is I hate the fact if I get up there to say plat 3, I shouldn't drop all the way back down to gold. I ain't a fan of that.
It makes sense if everybody reset like to bronze. Like in Apex, they do it that way. There's a split and you go down.
I would be okay. I'd even be okay with like, all right, I made it to plat 3. But you just go down to plat 1.
Like your base.
Back to that base 1. Not 4 levels down. And then for someone like me that's trying to balance everything, I never get farther than that because I'm only playing a couple hours a night, and that ain't really. When you get with some randoms, every now and then you get some good ones, but it's really hard to find some.
Yeah.
And like the other day, we were in Hardpoint. I went 40 and 20, had 3 minutes on point, and we lost for 250 to 199.
3 minutes.
We had one.
Like 180.
Freaking one guy had 1 second on point and 6 kills.
Isn't that
so? It's like it's really frustrating. Like
3 minutes looks like
pain in the ass,
but it's still 70 points short of winning. Your teammates have to do something, bro. It's bad. With 40 kills,
it's hard.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it was hard. I was really pissed off with it. I was really pissed off.
And now we've ripped on Call of Duty for 2 solid questions. So I'm gonna ask you, if Call of Duty was gone tomorrow, what game would you play? Ripping on them a 3rd time, letting them know we don't need them. It was gone.
Honestly, I'd probably get back into 2K.
Yeah,
as hardly as I was.
That came because
it was 2 years ago, so I've kind of alternated. 1 year I would do, like the my team. The other one I would do focus more on the player.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 years ago, I did the player a lot and had a really good squad that I ran with really regular. Then when this one came out, they changed some stuff, and I really didn't like it that much. So then I focused more on the my team when I played it. But if I had to get back, if I didn't have Call of Duty, I'd probably go back into that, and then maybe force myself to like Fortnite more than I do. Fortnite's one of those since they brought out Zero build, it's fun to play here and there, but I kind of get bored pretty quickly. I don't know if it's the third person.
It's kind of
the movement, but
I'm kind of the same way with Warzone though. I could probably play about the same amount of games. I think it's just you're dropping into something and
and I think that might be the same thing too. Like if I really love Verdansk, the way the map was. There was
so good.
There was high points to counteract each other. And even with the Fortnite now, a lot of the spots when you get into a certain town has like one high spot that you can't battle with.
Yep.
And that's the way the Call of Duty maps have gone, where there's one big centerpiece and it's hard to get through. So with Verdansk, I played Warzone a lot more, even with Vanguard and Black Ops 7 rank. I was a Warzone player more. And then come this Call of Duty came out, I got into ranked really heavy, and that's probably where I spend majority of my time playing.
How do you think they did on the Warzone ranking system?
I was a big fan of that.
Yeah,
I
I was
would
surprised. I was actually kind of impressed.
I really like that one, and I kind of think that the way that one ranks up would work a little bit more with the regular rank play, because I feel like the SR when you get in the plain rank play is a little broken sometimes.
Mhm.
Because I can be in a lobby with pretty equally skilled gap, like say I'm gold 3, they're plat 1, couple gold 2s, and I can dominate and be a 11-3. My kid will play with me, and he'll go 2 for 6, and we get the same SR.
Yep. Yeah, that is the
It's
rough.
like it's like how does that work? Like I'll play one game and I'll get 48 SR. The next time I play, I get 20, and I did the same freaking thing. Whereas when you're playing the Warzone ranked, you get each time you do something, your SR gets a certain many points, and you have to hit a certain threshold so you don't lose once you get to a certain level. And I like that. So I think if you were in like a plat SR and regular rank, you set certain goals. If you get 10 kills, you get 10 points. You get 20 kills, you get 20 points.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Once you get into a certain level, maybe have like the other rank does, say platinum, it costs you 10 points to
Yeah.
just to play. I think that might change it up a little bit too.
It does that in like Apex, and that's why I like their structure a lot, especially with ranked play.
Yeah,
Even though you have to pay like
yeah.
50 something to play it now, which upset me.
Oh god,
Yeah.
that sucks. I haven't played Apex in a long
Yeah.
time. I freaking have to get real. Oof.
Yeah, I'm like level 18 maybe, 9, 12.
Yeah,
I think I like at this
can't even
pretty
remember what
soon.
I'm at. I haven't played it in so long. I love Apex movement and stuff,
Mhm.
but that goes to where Halo. Like I used to love Halo growing up because
I still like it.
I was probably 15 when the first Halo came out. So
Oh, that's right in your
I
groove.
I feel like the shooting back then was a lot easier than it is now when you play the new Halo, and I feel that's the way Apex is. You gotta either get all headshots and drop 2 clips in them
Hmm.
just to kill them. Like
And there's
sense.
no like punch mechanic that's gonna save you at the end either. Like in
Yep.
Halo, shot punching, like especially in competitive, is a
Yeah.
giant thing. Like you
Yep.
get them weak, you bop them in the head, and they're done.
Yep.
That's a big thing, especially for that genre. Whereas Apex, you do 30 damage per punch, and it takes up maybe 2.5 seconds.
Yep.
Halo, you just gonna whip the butt of your gun at them.
Yep.
And it works a
Like
little bit
Call of
better.
Duty when you're playing ranked in Call of Duty,
Oh yeah,
hit them with a butt, or it's like 2 hits with that, or you got the knife and you get 1 hit.
yeah. The knife, the knife upsets me a lot, dude. I get in these moments, and it's hard because like I consider myself a decent player at Call of Duty. I'm not the best. I'm not better than anyone on my Call of Duty team. I'd like to point that out, but it's just it's that knife comes through that door, and it could be silver 3, and I'm a crimson 2, and I'm losing the gunfight, bro. If he flies through the door
Yep.
fast enough, it's game over.
Yep. That's something that can be nerfed too. That reach that knife has.
Yeah, they also
It's a
kind of
little too far.
they also kind of nerfed it as well. Like the time it takes to knife again, and the time from the button hit to the knife, they made the lunge a little longer. But it's
Yeah.
still like
Still deadly.
whenever someone's on your screen in half a second and all they got to do is hit one button,
Yeah.
you're losing that.
Yeah,
Um,
like we were playing shipment the other day just for that event challenge. I think you got to
yeah,
get like 50 knife kills or 75.
everyone
Yeah,
rolling around, bro.
we were pissing some people off.
You got them riot shields going.
Yeah, we did have him on our back
All
that has
right.
gun around a knife.
Um, in light of us laughing at Call of Duty, what's the favorite game mode this year, or even pubs? What is your favorite? You said you love search.
I do like search. Search is a love hate for me because
Me too.
one round I can be an absolute fucking demon, pull off 2-3 aces, and the next round I'll get one kill and I'll die 15 times.
Yeah, it's bad. It's
And then
awful.
that's when I hate it. I'd probably say my favorite mode would probably have to be like hard. I like the where it's like a team deathmatch, but you still have an objective, so they're not really can't camp
Makes it more of a
the whole time.
team
So
deathmatch.
they have to move, and you got to work together as your team to set up the points. Once you get on it, you're kind of camping a little bit, but you're still moving. Versus just someone sitting in the corner waiting the whole game to you go around and just like knife you the whole time, or lay down with a shotgun and you fly in and they blast you in the face. But I'd probably have to say hard point and then S&D second.
And you said you're plat 3?
Plat 1 right now. I reached plat 3 last year and then or last season, and then I had to get back up there. So I'm plat 1 right now.
What was the highest rank you made in Cold War?
Oh god, now I gotta remember the ranks.
There was
Uh,
Masters was the purple one. Expert was green. There was an advanced that was orange.
uh,
The elite gem was white, and then there was like a challenger.
let me see which way they laid. I
I'd
gotta
place
pull it up
you.
real
I'd
quick.
place you in like elite to is expert, I think, which is the green gem. I think you're either a green gem or a white gem.
I think I was green. Been a while. Yeah, I was green. I think I was. Yeah, I was green. Because I didn't get into that one towards later the season. Um, now Vanguard, I got up there higher. Because I met a couple of guys that were. I think I was up in elite on Vanguard.
I almost played in a uh, what is it called? Something East, PAX East
Okay,
at
I've heard of that.
Boston. They're having a Call of Duty LAN at in Boston at PAX East, and I had an opportunity to play, but there was a teammate on the team that was very troublesome, and it was him or me, and I was like, he's a bad guy. You should pick me, and then they picked him, and now they lost him and found out he was a bad guy and never went to Boston. So
Damn,
it was sad vibes. But I almost actually got to go play. It would have been great.
that'd been cool.
He was like, yeah, the owner kept sending us pictures. He was there watching the stage get set up and all this stuff, and fell through because of a headache. But yeah, man. Uh, on the note, shit, thinking.
I hate when that happens.
Oh yeah, man, my brain freezes a lot. Speaking of brain freezes, that's a good one. How do you keep content rolling, uh, especially by yourself? Because with friends, it's easier to talk and kind of. I mean, there's still moments of silence, but there's more going on. But whenever you're by yourself, how do you combat streaming a game like just by yourself, adding commentary and
I kind of, I don't know. I kind of, as I'm going through with the like with rank play, making call outs and stuff, and then I kind of position my laptop that I stream with so I can still kind of see the chat bar. So I see people coming in. I set up some bots to kind of when people come in as well to kind of notify me with sounds in my headset.
oh, I love
It's
your
just trying to
alerts.
keep. Um, that's probably really the only thing. Every now and then I'll get some music going, kind of get a good song in, and I start vibing to it.
Okay. And another thing, Your alerts are fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Every time I subscribe to you, it's always some awesome song.
Yeah, if you subscribe, it's Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah, that's amazing.
If you gift sub, it's Golden Girls. Thank you for being my friend. My wife helped me go through these songs, and it's freaking awesome.
No, it's great.
And then the other one, I got a bunch of the sound stuff where you can use channel points. And my favorite one is from Grandma's Boy, and it's when they're doing Dance Dance Revolution.
Oh,
High score! What's that mean? Did I break it? Did I win?
That's
I love that one.
And do you use Streamlabs for that? Is that? Or do you
I use Streamlabs for that, yes.
Okay.
So when I'm streaming my computer, I use Streamlabs. When I used to stream on my PS5 and PS4 before that was I use OBS Studios for that. And I keep them separate so that way I don't got to change things back and forth for video outputs and have 18 different drop downs where I got to, all right, go back to change to this, change back to that. And that's how I distinguish those two and whatnot. I like the Streamlabs a little better for me. I think it's a little more friendly setup.
Yeah, I definitely didn't have a hard time. I had Doodle show me how to set up everything with the alerts and stuff because it was intimidating. She's like, you just had to go here. I'm like, I don't want to use Streamlabs. She's like, you don't have to use Streamlabs, dummy. You just had to use the website. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and so with I've only been doing it I think 2 years now, maybe a little bit longer. I've only been affiliates since the first of this year, so I'm still learning a bunch of new things for that I can use with Streamlabs. Like after I became affiliate, I already had some sounds like following, and then someone told me I think it was Sound Alert or something like that. You can link with your account, and then that's how I found out I could do other sounds. But then I found out too, with Twitch and YouTube, if those replay back in your VODs, then you get your DMCA stuff.
Yeah,
So then I had to learn, I didn't get any marks on it, but they would mute part of my stream, and there was a couple of them where we had some really funny ass conversations, and you could see me laughing, but there's no audio in it because somebody became a new friend or subscribed or whatever, and made it kind of hard to watch those videos.
Yeah.
So then I had to learn, all right, if I do this, it only plays it when it's live.
Yeah, and
but
then
won't save it in the VOD.
Like the
track trying to find the right ones that wanted and then when you're doing the dual PCs, there's some things that went desktop audio and the other one, so it was trying to find, all right, I have to turn this volume off on the slider for it not to double repeat.
Oh, jeez.
So the whole streaming thing I'm still learning. And I think after a while it gets a little better finding out noise gates and other stuff like that, and just messing with sounds. And
it took me a while to understand like what gain was and how microphones work, but getting into it more and more, it's like, oh, how did I not know that?
Once you do it, you click like 2-3 buttons, and you're like, oh wow, that makes a huge difference.
Like you've sat there for 8 hours brainstorming on YouTube and Google, and then you end up having to go into CMD and typing in one thing, and then everything's fine.
Yep.
Like that's usually my issue with troubleshooting, because I'm never very good at it. You are a master troubleshooter, though. I mean, I'm sure there's just general steps that you follow, and you do it the same way.
There's a lot of general steps.
9 times out of 10, I come to you with a computer problem, though, and that same day it's getting fixed. We're figuring it out.
Typically.
Yeah.
Every now and then there's a weird one that just gets at me.
Throw some thermal paste in a processor and swoosh it around.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
That was a good
That one threw me
save.
through.
That was a good save.
I should have took that off first before we put it all together because she was second guessing it.
She's like,
But
I
I took the one stick out. I took the one stick out and put it in. I was like, oh, it's working.
It booted fine, and then like,
Yeah.
that's really what confused me. Cause like, how are you working? And then she cleaned it, and it works perfect now. Like, usually that messes some stuff up, getting
Yeah.
thermal paste in holes for pins. But
And that's probably what it was. That's one reason I also mentioned to her about throwing that other stick in and see if it actually worked.
yeah, it was
Because with that thermal paste, it could have made one of the channels on the CPU was causing that issue. But like you said, I think she did do it and it was dead. So, but able to get it cleaned out and fixed, and now she's running tip-top shape.
She sat there for a while. That's why I don't know. That's why it's good to have a person like you, Paul.
Yeah,
a man of the hour.
I think Trey's computer was the hardest one for me to diagnose. I think it was a combination of two things, plus being AMD versus Intel, where I have more knowledge on the Intel side. But that ended up being a power supply, and his motherboard was bad.
Do you think that could be like connected? The power supply being bad may have shorted the motherboard or something.
No, I think he just had there were problems with his M.2s.
Oh, okay.
They were too loose. If he tightened the screw too much, then it wouldn't work. If he loosened it up too much, it would work.
Okay.
But then it would, if he moved his computer, if he was redoing the way it looks, it would move just right, and then it wouldn't work anymore.
I'm not gonna lie to you. One of mine are dangling. I don't know where the second standoff screw is, so one of them's just kind of.
I'll have to look and see. I'm pretty sure I got another screw. I'll find it.
It's probably mine. No, I'm just kidding.
I bought a whole kit because I think Trey needed one, or maybe it was Nick needed one, and I had the kit to fix Nick's. But then he upgraded the graphics card, and when he did that so he did this graphics card. Then when he did we did the motherboard, he also upgraded the CPU, so he was right on the verge of the power limit. So I took one of my power supplies that was a 750. I think his was a 752, and I plugged it in, and it worked fine on my computer. His did not, and we had this. It was the exact same power supply. So he just took it all out, bought a new one, got another one with a little more power for.
Yeah, I got the 850
for future upgrades.
I got the 850. I know I'm definitely gonna need to bump it up.
Yeah, I got an 850 in mine. I got an 850 in mine right now. You'll probably only need to update yours if you go anything bigger than a 3080 graphics card. If you stay under a 3080, you'll be fine on yours.
Yeah, but I got this awesome processor, and its ugly cousin sitting in the box with it. You know. You know how bad I want a nice 4080. It's gonna be like $700, but you know I want one.
Yeah, I cheaped out a little bit on my build when I did it, so I only got an i5 12600K,
which is still fucking solid.
It's still a solid piece, but then I only had a 2070 Super at the time. Well, then
still pretty solid.
Graphics cards were still really hard to find, and I got a smoking deal on my 3080 12 gig. I was like, "Yep, I ain't wasting time." I pulled the trigger on it, and then after doing that, I was like, "Damn, I should upgrade the motherboard and processor."
That's probably my next card. I think the 3080.
Yeah,
I like the 3060. It's really nice. I don't think I'll need to change it.
I'm not maxed out on my settings anymore. I'm like one tier down in Call of Duty, and I'm playing at like 220 frames per second.
Yeah, whenever everything's on low, bro, I'm at like 280 frames on Embassy.
Yeah, if I put it on low, it looks like crap because I got that 240 hertz monitor, and it just no. So I got to bump stuff up just so it still looks smooth.
I had the BenQ Mobius monitor, which is pretty nice. And then I traded my girlfriend for an Ultra Gear monitor or something. I just swapped them out because hers hits 165 and mine hits 144, and she's not going to notice that difference, but I will.
Yeah, no, it's a big difference in the when you're playing the rank play and stuff like that. I noticed that.
You're around the corner faster. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, I run an Alienware 240 hertz.
Nice. I like that. I figured out how to overclock stuff. Also,
Nice.
so we got to get together and do that. I'm gonna get you
Yeah,
tip top tier.
there you go.
You use a PlayStation controller too, so it's gonna be like butter for you.
Yeah, I used to have a PS4 scuff, and then for my birthday this year, my wife actually helped buy me the PS5 scuff with the mouse click button.
Hell
Because
yeah.
I didn't have mouse click in the PS4 because I used it for a bunch of other games.
Mm-hmm. With that, I do the bumpers. Trey does the triggers with the mouse clicks, and I hate it so much.
Yeah, so mine has mouse click on both bumpers and triggers.
Yeah.
But I shoot with my bumpers versus triggers.
Yeah.
And that was something I've done for every Call of Duty I ever played. When you were able to switch it, that was the first thing I did. It feels more comfortable for me.
Yeah, as soon as I got to PlayStation is exactly when that happened. Like with X.
Even Xbox, I use the bumpers.
I don't even think it's on my desk. I have an Xbox controller. Oh, yeah, it is. It's just all black, so it blends in. But with this, like, it's like smaller. Like, I can get my hand around that and still touch the trigger.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get to PlayStation, it has a fatter top to it, so you have to like.
Yeah. So I started out with this one here.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I kind of got hooked on that after I used trays the first time. And I liked it because I can change the stick height. Of course. Like I use a concave on my left one with a short one, and I use a tall domed one on my right side.
That's crazy to me because usually it's the opposite. Like your movement stick should be domed.
And then,
but that's PS3 shit. You're like
PS5. I have the same setup, just I have mouse click.
Did you start playing Call of Duty on PlayStation 3 or 2?
No, I started on the very first one I ever played was on computer. It was before it even had multiplayer.
The big red one.
Yeah, I used to do that, and then
that's awesome that you had to.
I'm trying to remember the first one.
You got a disc for your Call of Duty, and you put it in a computer, dude.
Yeah,
that shit done.
It was slow too.
And you heard it's fucking reading the disc.
But when you went online, you heard the whole dial. Dude, I grew up through it all.
There was this game on PC that came in a disc. It was called like Desert Storm or something, but it was so much fun, and I barely remember it, but that's what I remember playing, and I remember the name of it. That was my first disc game that I put into my like computer, Office box.
I used to do that
with Windows Vista on it.
Yeah, I had fucking original Windows almost. It felt like, like when was the first time I played other than being in school and have the 5-inch floppy disk with Oregon Trail.
I never got that far back.
Yeah. Well, I'm an 80s baby. I'm a little up there.
And how is that for you, dude? Like seeing everything change so rapidly.
Right now it's weird because being a dad now, I started a little young. I was 20 when my first kid was born, and then my son that was my daughter, and 3 years later my son was born. And it's got to the point where I've went through all the transitions and stuff. Now they're all getting older, where my son now, he likes playing the games with me too, so I get him unranked. We play basketball together. We play football together. And the fact that we're able to do it like we do just mind boggles me thinking back.
Like, what if I could do that with Pops, right?
Like when I was his age, when I was 12, I don't. I think it was a Super Nintendo
With the
at
duck
12.
hunter.
No, it was
That was the
NBA Jam,
NES.
as
Yeah,
NBA Jam and shit, like
yeah, the
Mortal
NES is
Kombat. I did have the NES for
yeah.
Duck Hunter and all the Mario's. I was a little spoiled when I was younger. My
My
grandmother.
dude, my
I was
dad.
probably the only kid that was 5 years old that probably had his own TV and freaking NES with freaking Duck Hunter and Mario.
Oh man, my dad would get all the smoke off you and Mario, bro. I've never seen anybody like my dad. Doesn't seem like the guy to play video games and to I don't know have fun, but he's older, so it's kind of it wore out of him. But
Yeah, my dad didn't play much video games either. Every now and then he'd play golf with us, or there was this motocross game on the PlayStation
hmm
1.
and
He would play that.
I got him set up on the Xbox with PGA Tour 2K21 and shit. So he's more than occupied with video
Oh,
games.
he's probably on Cloud 9 with that.
Yeah, but he's a golfing fanatic, man. He
Yes, he
loves
is.
golf. He golfs for like his company that he works for, and his
Yeah,
salary for that. Like, isn't that nuts? He gets
we
paid to go
had
play golf.
we had a golf tournament for our youth football this past summer. We do it every year, and I ran
Mm-hmm.
into him there. Me and Trey ran into him there.
Mm-hmm.
He did really good.
Mm-hmm.
Trey and my team was really bad, but we're not professional golfers, and we
Yeah,
admitted that when we signed up.
you
We
see
went to
him.
have fun and raise money for the kids.
You see him have that Midas hat and his glove on and his like
Yeah,
golf cleats, and he walks up like a badass. Yeah,
I think I think his team got like third place. Like my
yeah.
team was like dead last.
Yeah, he's disgusting. He does that though. Like he did the same thing with bowling a long time ago. My father was really into like bowling, and he played for
Yeah.
leagues, and he has like a 250 plus badge, a 300 plus badge with his handicap and stuff like
God
that. So,
damn.
dude, I've broken 100 maybe twice in bowling. I'm not very good at bowling. I don't have what it takes. I like going out there and having fun. But
Yeah.
he's out there destroying the game. Like he could have been pro at
Yeah.
bowling, like, no problem. But I don't think he sees it like that. Like I don't think he sees something as going professional in it. He doesn't see that possibility or that outreach.
Yeah.
Because like whenever he was a kid, it was grow up, get a job,
Yeah.
or get out of the military, get a job, marry somebody, all that. But that's a lot of whenever he was younger.
Yeah.
But dude, whenever I first played Mortal Kombat, it was on the PlayStation 2. And there's this disc you put in it, and it had probably like 100 different games on it, and you had like Rampage and
Oh
a
yeah.
bunch of
One of the
other
demo
games.
discs.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I remember getting Mortal Kombat. I think it was 2 on the PS2, and my combination, and it works to this day. I've tested it up against other opponents on Mortal Kombat 11. It's a jump towards them, a crouch in the air, hit down, and then keep the crouch and uppercut, and you just loop it. It's the most cheesiest combo you can ever have, but it works, bro. I'm telling you, you gotta. If you ever get the kids on Mortal Kombat, hit them with the jump, crouch, uppercut, and they ain't gonna be able to hang.
I liked Mortal Kombat for the finishes, but for
Oh
that style
yeah,
that style of game, my favorite was Street Fighter.
yeah. Street Fighter was good.
I used to dominate with Ryu.
Yeah, my favorite thing I think that the Street Fighter didn't have, bro, was the guy in the green T-shirt popping out of the corner. Whenever you hit an uppercut, you go whoopsie. This shit killed me, bro. Street Fighter was definitely more of like a Japanese animation game.
Yeah.
You could feel it, but I don't know, something about Mortal Kombat. It was like they were trying to be more Japanese based, but you could
Oh
tell
yeah.
it was an American made
We're gonna make it gory too, and
yeah, like the ninjas in it and
Yeah.
stuff. We're gonna have ninjas with swords, and they're gonna do things, and I don't.
the
It was
fin-
definitely a.
just the finish him stuff.
Oh
The
yeah, man! Like
uppercut, and they fall in a pit of spikes.
yeah, like through lava or something, dude. Or the spikes are piercing through lava.
Yeah.
I don't remember the whole scene, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was there, but yeah, man, that was the childhood Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I was there for the original.
Yeah, man. That's what I like talking to you, because it's definitely a perspective. Like you look in and you've been
It's
here for
yeah,
gaming.
it's crazy for the way things have gone now. Like just the evolution of everything. It's insane, but
Like
awesome at the same time.
4K graphics at 144 frames. Like, what the fuck? What is going on?
Yeah. I would have never thought about that. I was a console person all my life until I started messing around with computers, and once I did, it's like I don't kind of want to go back.
But even whenever I was younger and like they went from the 360 and they announced the Xbox One with 60 frames per second, and like that was a big fucking deal, bro.
Yeah.
Coming off of 30, it was definitely like, I don't know. I feel like I was at the most, I'm right around the most curve in progression, but it goes like for a long ways and then it just goes up, and like I'm like right
Yeah.
here in the up part.
Just skyrocketed.
Yeah, it's crazy. And not like the more technology you unlock, the more new technology you can create. So
Yep.
it's gonna be a never-ending chain of graphics cards for us. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we're gonna end up VR gamers playing competitive VR Call of Duty. I've really been looking into getting a VR too.
Yep. I
I need
think
one.
if there's something I can still have a controller and look through the VR, I think I'd be okay.
It's
Other than that, I think
kind
I'd be
of
messed up.
it's kind of a controller. Like you got these like two things that you hold, but you gotta grab shit like this. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I seen some like games where like for shooting and stuff, you gotta clip out, put it back in.
And then
That's a
like
pretty cool
flip
concept.
your gun over and pull the slide back, and dude,
Oh,
it's as real life as it gets. Some of the games, some other games, you just run around and you shoot people. But like,
yeah,
there's this one that I've done that is like a target range. Like you run through the range and signs pop out, kind of like MW2. At the
yeah,
start of the campaign, that's kind of you. I was flying through the range, and you can like dual wield drum shotguns because it's whatever you can grab with your hands, and that was my thing. But it's crazy how in there you are.
yeah,
Maybe a glimpse of light like right here, the
yep,
space between your glasses, but even then you don't really notice it whenever you're running through range.
yeah,
Yeah. It takes a while to get used to standing in one spot, but you're still moving. Like your brain thinks you're fucking moving forward, like walking,
yeah,
and turning with your head. So you're not running forward, but you're turning with your head. It's I don't know.
uh,
I feel like if I
yeah,
don't know, book it into a TV or something. That's my
yeah. I like watching the people with the VRs and they like put a 2x4 out because they're supposed to be simulating walking on it, and then
Mhm.
someone pushes them and scares the shit out of
Oh,
them.
dude, yeah.
I love those videos.
Yeah. They're like on a tightrope. It's fucking 300 feet up. I like I wish there was a little more to it. I like the ones that are coming out at like these gaming centers and they have like the platform for your feet and you can like run in one spot and stay on the platform. Like I think that's the coolest thing ever. Fully simulating, and we've done it forever with movies, right? Like just putting suits with green suits with white balls all over them, and you track the movement. Like we've been doing it forever. It's just
Yeah,
a matter of time before we got the technology to scan outfits and bodies instead of just the white
yeah,
balls.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, that's where
interesting.
2K's been nice because a couple years back they had an app for their mobile game where it was like
Yeah,
collect cards, and then you look at your camera on your phone and you rotate your face, and then put your
I
face in the
remember that.
game.
Yeah,
Look it out. They brought it back this year, so I'm kind of
yeah, we're getting there.
debating not whether or not to get back into it.
I'll play it with you. We'll start a series. A Twitch series. Dad Bod and Half Clip play 2K. Noob to Pro. Noob to Pro with Half Clip 2K. That'd be
Only
perfect.
problem with it though is they don't have the cross gen with PC to console. They only did Xbox X and PS5.
It's okay.
That's the one thing that sucks about it.
I'll get it. I'll get it for us for Christmas on PC. It'll be fine. Well, you can still use a controller. Buy it through Steam.
Oh yeah, I just like the PS5. The versions of the game are a little bit different. So like PS5 has a little bit, and Xbox X has a little bit different, like my player build mechanics and
Oh,
like a
really?
PC version does. Yeah,
Hmm.
at least that's what it was in the last one.
Usually
I
the
do like
uh,
how more of the games are becoming the cross-platform.
mm-hmm.
So that's another thing with the technology being where it's at. Like used to be everybody was just PC, everybody was just Xbox.
Yep, PC
You see,
music
and
based.
the war was so big on the other consoles. Now it's like it don't matter what I got. I can still play with my friend with the other console if he gets the other one. So
Yeah.
I'll get what I like, and
I
they can
like
get what they like, and we'll play each other.
I like that it's becoming more of a standard for sure. Like it's
Yeah,
people are seeing it like, all right, even Phasmophobia is switching to cross-platform this September or October, whichever it is. I think it's October. I'm not sure, but like we're gonna be able to play with our console friends on a ghost hunting game. It's gonna be sick.
yeah.
But yeah. Is there anything you got going on right now that you'd like to shout out? Any projects you're working on that you're streaming, or come check out next stream at?
Yeah, come check out next stream at twitch.tv /dadbod gaming 1223. That's where I'm live most time. I tried Kick, but didn't really like the format for it.
Yeah,
Um,
I
Twitch
mean,
is my go-to. I did start a YouTube to have some shorts. Find me at YouTube, Dadbod Gaming 1223. I also have a TikTok that's named the same thing, Dadbod Gaming 1223, where I post highlights
it'll all be down in
and
the description for sure.
clips, and there's a couple good ones in there with my son getting in there playing, and a couple aces being pulled, and
That's awesome.
on Search and Destroy. So it's that's the project I'm working on now, is learning more on marketing for pushing my channel more to get some more viewers, and more naturally versus some of the people you get all the time in your streams. Use this service for that,
Yeah.
and like, no, I want it to come naturally. When it comes, it comes. I feel like the connections I've made this way are a lot better than something where some mass thing where
And
you're
eventually
going
you'll get.
through.
That's just you're paying to get alerts on people's phone and stuff, which
Yeah, so
they don't have to
I'm
click on it.
I'm learning my own marketing style. That's why I started the TikTok and YouTube Shorts to learn more about that marketing thing. So that's my new project right now, is learning to edit videos more. I can build a computer all day long, but when it comes to editing videos, I struggle a little bit.
Let
So
me
I'm
know.
learning that new process.
A good thing to do is get like Premiere Pro. It's like super expensive, but it's the best one I found. Or there's one called VCDS, which is free or something. I don't even know if that's the name of it.
I've been using this one called InShot here lately,
Yep.
where I can, and it's
Or
on my phone. It's on my phone, so a lot of my highlights I'm able to.
also go to your Microsoft Store, like in your desktop, and go CapCut. It's on the phone too, but on the computer, it's like a real full editing software.
Okay.
It's really good. Even without paying for the stuff, I use it to edit a bunch. The only thing you can't
Yeah.
really do is like subtitles in your video, because even
Okay.
if you take the time to do it yourself, it takes it as its AI feature, and it takes all the voices and puts a subtitle on so that way you don't have to type through all the subtitles. It just does it for you.
Okay.
So,
Like I've been learning more with the sound and stuff. Trying. All right. I still want my sound audio in there, but I also want this music in there. So I've been learning how to play with the volumes and get it so I can hear both. Like I think my last video was my last ace I pulled at hotel.
gotcha.
And you could still hear the call outs we were making, me asking a teammate if he was covering B, and then my son was actually playing with me, so I hear they kill him in one spot, and then you can kind of hear the footsteps as well. So when I jump around the corner and kill somebody, you know it's legit. Like I heard him coming.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It still looks a little sus, but
I give up on editing clips because I mean I know what I see on my screen, and I could, while I'm streaming, I could turn the webcam over and they won't see any boxes, so it's not like. Even
yeah,
then, there's ways to hide the opacity of the boxes so they don't get picked up on camera and shit. Like it's weird,
yes.
man. These cheaters are getting nuts. That's why
Oh, they're nuts.
I'm done.
I ran into another one in ranked here a while ago, and he was sliding 50 feet, shooting at the same time.
Yeah, I'm done playing for money. It's too easy to hide now.
Yeah.
It's just until they get it fixed completely, and it's a long shot it being fixed completely.
All right.
Nothing I can
It's
do.
hard. The tournaments are getting better with if they're suspected cheating,
Mhm.
going over it and stuff. So I have noticed that more.
Yeah, and a lot of people are getting, instead of just needing a monitor cam, they'll get like PC check, and they'll
Yeah,
actually go through and break their computer.
and I'm hopefully after football season's over, my schedule opens up more, so I can start opening up more and maybe really grind the the ranks again and get back up there. Um, maybe even do a little more with Team Deicide and see what happens with having more free time than what I got now.
Absolutely, and we'll get you involved more on the channel and whatnot. The plan is eventually to have a like weekly live com kind of deal. So I'll have you record a gameplay, do a little voiceover or whatever, and we'll put it on the channel. And we'll have like our
Yeah,
different members of the team doing it every week to whatever
yeah,
game they feel.
that'd be fun. Cause it's fun running scrims when you need it, and
Oh yeah,
with those guys that need it, because some of them are just nasty.
yeah, it's
So
terrifying, man.
it helps my game as well. That's why I enjoy doing it. So if I
Yeah,
can help the team do better and get myself better at the same time, it's a blast.
yeah. Any reps matter in this esport. It's any reps, anything you
Yep.
can do.
Constant reps, learning rotations and call outs.
Shooting bots for 3 hours a day.
How your teammates moving. And,
That's how I was. I shot bots for 3 hours a day and scrimmed for like 2, 3. So it was like I got my 6 hours in every day. That put me up to crimson.
yeah.
I'm sure if I stuck with it and really kept at it, I would have been iridescent. But I got relationships that I gotta keep. You know,
Exactly.
I gotta talk to people, man. I can't,
Exactly.
because then that requires me to drop some people and pick up someone else and play with them and
Yeah.
work my way up because I can't solo queue myself to crimp or iridescent. I already did it.
No, that's freaking insane.
You're actually a big reason of as to why I'm in crimson because I played a lot with you on the way
We
from
did. We did play a lot.
on the way from
And
like
then I had
platinum to diamond. It was mostly hanging out.
yeah. And then I had some time where I was away after that, so I didn't get stay up there with you. So that kind of sucked, but
We won a lot of games.
yeah, we did.
Got a lot of purples.
Yes, they're always
Um, but yeah, that's about it. Everybody go check out Dadbod Gaming 1223. All the links will be down in the description. Like, favorite, and subscribe if you have not already done so. And we will see you in the next episode.